Well, it's spray paint time. I'm outdoors and I'm gonna do some quick spray painting. If it wants to cooperate, that is. There we go. Doing this in the morning and letting it sit for a few hours, and then I can bring it inside to finish because it's still too cold out. Got a good spray on these shoes. Might even not need a second coat here. This is our Valspar we have leftovers from other costumes. All's good. And we have the next work in progress here. It's my little ascot-like piece. I've got it folded, and I'm just going to probably fold it over in this position so that it looks right. I've got my ends finished now. Not too much here, I just need to make that nice big rose that goes on top of it. And I'm ready to start cutting out jacket pieces. I've got the front pieces cut out as two separate ones already, and I've got the pattern pinned down for the back side, which I'm actually adding a little extra length to play with, just in case. So it's cut, and we have the fold here, so I don't have to cut an extra piece. And crossing fingers and hoping it all works out for now. So I'm on to cutting my sleeve and using my favorite pattern that I took from my mom's pattern hoard that she actually cleaned out back when patterns cost $1.50. So it's just the little fluffy sleeve that I love and I use for all my costumes. I don't know if the size has any bearing, but it usually works for my needs. So I'm just going to cut this out and start moving with the next piece. I don't usually cut out the little slivers. And I'll also need a strip to go along the end here to make the sleeve piece that you also see in the pattern. But you don't really need a pattern to cut a straight piece out. Alright, I'm back to cutting fabric yet again instead of sewing. But I've got the pattern that everyone raves about, but I'm going to actually change this. This is the Cosmic, I don't even know how to say the last name of the group, but I'll link it. It's their Senshi bow pattern, and I'm just going to make part of it and stuff it, because this is a very different butt bow. There's no tails on mine or anything. And I've got a fourth of a circle skirt here that I'm going to cut out for the front for the maroon. And as you can see, my problem is back. Otherwise, I would have some more things pinned up, because according to my pattern piece, I'm going to make this color for the neck piece and all the stuff on my shoes too, and the little sleeve bits. So lots of other straight pieces to cut, and I unfortunately chose to make bias tape myself, so I have quite a bit of extra here to cut on the bias. So I've moved on to marking up my next set of scallops. So I'm following the same thing I did with my yellow. I'm marking an inch down, and then I'm using a coffee cup to trace around and with the pencil, so that I have some sort of marking that's very light and won't go through the fabric like if I had used a pen. And I should be sewing this up soon. It's not accurate, but it works. And my hoop skirt came today, and I can sit down in it comfortably, but yeah, it shows through, but that's not a problem because this is going to be under all the pink fluffiness. It's 2-layered, and we have 2 hoops. So I'm probably going to move this bottom hoop up an inch or so, just to make sure it stays hidden under my skirt. But otherwise, when I stand, it comes just above the knees by a bit. So it should work.